Across this great nation, there is a culture of people who carry on a heritage. They have an intangible quality that can't be described, but it comes from deep within their hearts. They share an appreciation for the greatest things that come from Mother Earth. They watch over, understand, and care for the vast wilds of this great country. Fishing, hunting, and trapping are the foundations that Canada was built on. For over 2 centuries, we have taken to the woods and water to pursue wild game. Today, it's about conservation, preservation, and wildlife management. Whether you are a man or woman, fish or hunt, you should support sound wildlife management and proudly say, I am an angler and hunter. The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters proudly presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, a proud partner of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine and Lund Boats. Yamaha ATVs. Browning Ammunition. Browning Firearms. Suffolk's Fishing Line. Rapala. Camillus Knives and Cuda Tools. Excalibur Crossbows. And Yukon Gear.
Having a good old-fashioned barbecue is a great tradition and popular in many cultures. Ribfest and pig roasts are major attractions all over North America. A wild game barbecue, however, is still something that a select few ever get to enjoy. And I'm hoping to change that. With the return of Ontario's spring bear hunt, it now gives hunters a chance to get some fantastic meat just in time for barbecue season. I've been baiting bears for a few seasons on my hunting property, but haven't had much time to actually hunt them.
Pour a little bit of this wonderful stuff out.
This year, however, I made it a priority and set aside 5 days in May. My good friend Peter Stell also has a bait running on his property, which is adjacent to where my setup is.
We got 2 or 3 active baits on the back of the woods here, and it's been raining a lot though. I mean, since the middle of April, I think it's just been wet. I mean, this is the first time I've seen the sun in over a week.
Yeah.
But it's just been so wet. This is the first break we've got. We might get a nice evening in. So
hopefully,
with any luck, we'll get some bear action because the forecast is calling for 20 millimeters of rain tomorrow.
More rain, yeah.
The day after that. So we're going to try and sneak in and get some action. Pete's going to be in a ground blind with a muzzle loader.
The baits have been active, so we just hope we can coincide with them.
Hope they come out during daylight hours.
Right on.
Oh, well, I'll know if you guys get one. I'll hear a bang.
You'll hear a bang. You'll hear a big bang.
We've baited bears in the fall here and had lots of action, but never had time to actually go out and hunt.
No.
But
because it was coming pretty close to our deer schedule.
That's right, the overlap, right?
That's the overlap of it, yeah, that's right.
And usually by November, the bears are off the baits and they're roaming the woods eating acorns. So in Ontario, it's a great opportunity. We've got a few years left on the pilot project here, so with any luck, we'll be able to do this for years to come.
Yeah, it'd be great, because there is quite a few bear in the area.
Yeah.
There's lots of bear.
All right, well, I'm good. I'm going to load up the Wolverine there and head for the hills.
Leading up to the hunt, Pete had a regular bear coming in mostly after dark. But my bait was being hit at all hours and by several bears, including this guy, who I hoped would show up for me. After weeks of running bait, checking trail cameras, and making sure all our stands are in ideal locations, it's finally time for opening day.
Ready to go.
Our goal is to take a bear that would be a suitable size for a backyard barbecue.
Yes, a number of years ago I shot my first bear just over here, about 50 yards over there. Now here we've changed it and then gone to set a bait up over the hill over here, and that's where we're heading now.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Yamaha ATVs.
Well, this is one thing here, sitting in this blind, it sure is, it's a great spot because the bugs are bad. I feel secure in one of these blinds because it allows for you to do some movement, whereas you're not out in the open. And they wouldn't have a clue that we're in here. Don't have a clue. Off to the right of my bait, there is a trail there that is wore right down. And that's the one they come in and out on all the time, and it goes up into the pines. You know exactly where they're coming from all the time. Seems to be a fact of life with bear hunting if you're put it close to a beaver pond, because they are your lookouts. They seem to let you know when there's a bear in the area. Nature at its best. Oh, there's a bear. There's the bear. Come on, bear. I can't really tell how big he is. He's still back there, but he's working his way here. Ooh, he just moved. The beaver slap, that got his attention. All right, now he's coming up. Coming into the bait. He's really being cautious. Just let him take his time, 'cause I got time. Oh, just another beaver slap. Yeah, that scared him a bit, huh? Well, I'm gonna let this one go. He's kind of small. I haven't had my crosshairs on a bear in a few years, but it sure is exciting.
Really? A 5-day forecast of nothing but rain? This is going to be less than ideal for bear hunting, but with pop-up ground blinds, we should be able to sit out and hope some bears are moving.
Well, it's been 3.5 hours. Nothing has moved. I haven't heard a sound. I don't know what's changed other than the rain, though. There's a lot of bear activity leading up to opening day, and then it's tapered off, so it's one thing about hunting in the southern parts of the province that are heavily populated is the bears feel pressure. When people come into the woods, they'll run for cover. If you go to the northern parts of Canada, Ontario, you'll find the bears are less skittish and more tolerant of people. Only because it's incidental encounters. That being said, we're half an hour from Belleville, Ontario, and I've seen anywhere from my trail cameras upwards of 7 different bears in this sort of 300 acres, so it just goes to show you there's a lot of bears around. We've got about an hour left of light here.
Hour upon hour ticked by, and all I could do to sit out the rain was watch squirrels and blackbirds raid my bait site.
Mother Nature's cool, that's for sure.
Surely a bear has to come in, even in these conditions.
Tough few days.
Pete was having about as much luck as I was, but with the week winding down, there was hope.
Well, it's raining pretty hard now, but I just seen a bear across the corner over there. Now I don't know which way he's gonna go or where he's gonna come in at. So we're just gonna have to wait a minute or two or three and just see when he decides to come in, or if he decides to come in. Yeah, that's him coming in now. Getting ready. Oh, he's heading back up the trail now. He's lumbering away. That's very odd. I don't think he could smell us or anything because it's raining pretty hard and there's no sound. It's too noisy. He can't hear us. There might be something else up behind or something else that spooked them. See, maybe if a bigger one comes in.
How is it that months in advance we pick a week, prepare and anticipate an amazing hunt, and then somehow on those same 5 days when they arrive, we have record amounts of rain and terrible weather?
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Minn Kota and Humminbird.
My filming schedule is pretty hectic.
Oh, rain, rain, go away. I'm getting rained out. Ah, man, kind of depressing.
Having burned a week with no success was going to make for a real tough spring.
Because the forecast for the next 5 days is pouring rain. It's just unheard of how much rain we're getting this spring.
Harvesting a bear for the barbecue was imperative. So with a couple of free days left between shoots, I made a last-minute run to my camp on the Friday of a long weekend, hoping to tag a bear on one more sit.
You know what I find incredible is we scheduled this bear hunt months ago, and the week we picked was the worst weather I've ever had to deal with. I mean, pouring rain. Bears weren't active at all. It was a late spring, and flooding. Brutal. Well, you would have thought a bear would have come out to that bait at some point, but not the case. And with Pete having that one chance at that small bear, in hindsight, it would have been nice to have gotten that bear because of what we want to do with the pit barbecue. But it didn't happen that way.
See, maybe if a bigger one comes in.
We've refreshed the baits a couple times. A week or two's gone by here, and it's now the May 2-4 weekend. It's the last thing I want to do on the long weekend, but I'm going bear hunting. And it's, where's the clock here? I'm not going to get to camp until probably 6:15 tonight. And that won't leave me long to get into the woods and have an hour or two of light. But traffic's slowing down here big time. If I can get there in time, I know I can get to the stand, and hopefully there's been some activity at that site. Pete's already up there. He's going to go out, so we've got 2 cracks at knocking down a bear here. And we'll see what happens.
The heavy long weekend traffic put a serious hurting on my travel time. And once I arrived, I had only an hour till dark.
Okay, we're in. Bugs are crazy out there.
It was a mad rush to gear up and get set for what would be my last crack at bagging a bear for the barbecue.
We should be good to go. So, I've got the thermocell running, but I want to show you this shooting stick I got that Excalibur's made. Is going to really make life easy for rifle shooters, crossbow shooters, and it's going to actually help steady my crossbow, but I'm also going to have a camera on my crossbow. So that's really going to help too. But it's a pretty incredible set of shooting sticks. Check it out. You can rotate the head. The Excalibur actually fits perfectly right inside here. So basically now all I do, Excalibur sits down in there like that. I'm going to drop an arrow in it, and we're ready. And if that bear comes out, crossbow's right where I need it to be, line them up and take them. So if you look right over here, if you look right in this area here, I've got a trail camera there, and that's where the bears usually come out. And with it being so late, like I'm at prime time, you know, it's probably 6:45 now that I'm in here. Bait looks good. I mean, the barrel stood up again, and we should be good to go. I hear something coming here. Bear right here, coming into the right. He's on the right. I don't want to move too much. Oh my, I think he just... Yeah. I could just see the top of his head. He's gotta come back. He disappeared back in here somewhere. It's so thick over there. There, back there. In behind the barrels. Okay, here he comes. He's back to the left of the barrels right now. He's gonna come out. It's not a very big bear, but he might do the job. He's trying to win me. Just gotta get him to turn here. It's not a bad little bear.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Browning Ammunition.
To get the edge over the bear, I used the new Excalibur micro suppressor loaded with a 125 grain fixed blade broadhead. Yukon Gear's Scent Factor Camo had me comfortable and scent free through all the weather. Rack Stacker's It Takes Guts Attractant had the bear's noses fooled, and Yamaha's Wolverine side by side made getting in and out of the woods simple.
Gotta get him to turn here. It's not a bad little bear. I'm gonna take him right here. Got him. Oh, right through him. What a hit. That's a perfect shot. I can't believe it. I've been here for an hour.
The Excalibur proved itself yet again. I had one shot and made it count.
And here he is. Another Excalibur crossbow spring bear in Ontario. How beautiful is that? Man, right here. Excalibur. I can't say enough about it. They just keep improving these things to the point now where it's so refined that you can't go wrong at all. Whew, my bear's tagged. Pete's on his way. I couldn't be happier.
This bear was my target bear and was going to make for an incredible barbecue experience. So we're going to eviscerate this bear, and then I'm going to skin him, get them ready to go to the butcher's, and then we're going to hang them, and he's going to be a spit roast. My Camillus Western knife made for easy dressing and preparation of my bear. I dropped the bear off at Ralph's butcher shop in Norwood, and he was going to hang it and prepare it for the barbecue. A few weeks later, I picked up the pig roaster from Nicholson Brothers and headed to Ralph's,
There you go.
where James and I got the bear onto a spit and loaded the roaster.
Oh, look at that. That's so perfect. What seasoning? Are you doing any seasoning, you figure?
I made my own dry rub,
Okay.
and then I just got 2 big bottles of barbecue sauce we'll baste it with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I got the camp, fired up the coals, added some final seasonings, and the bear was turning.
Starting to roll. I've got a dry rub here that I made. I'm going to shake it over top of it as soon as we get started here. And then what's going to happen is in about an hour and a half, I'll do another shake on it. And then in about 3 hours, when it's almost done, we're going to start basting it with barbecue sauce.
Within a few hours, the bear was done, and friends and family were digging in to one of the finest, most unique barbecues any of us had ever enjoyed.
Thinks it all worthwhile, Michael.
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you in part by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine. Angler and Hunter Television has been brought to you by Canadian Tire, Mercury Marine and Lund Boats, Yamaha ATVs, Browning Ammunition, Browning Firearms, Suffolk's Fishing Line, Rapala, Camillus Knives and Cuda Tools, Excalibur Crossbows, and Yukon Gear. For more information on the products used in this episode of Angler and Hunter Television, visit ahtv.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Remember, conserve and protect our great outdoors.